We are going to discuss about watt governor. The aim of this watt governor is to determine the governor effect of a watt governor. Next, what we are going to use in this apparatus: tachometer and scale. Next, we are going to discuss layout of watt governor. The purpose of governor is to maintain the constant speed at various load conditions. Now we are going to discuss about what are the components in watt governor. This one is governor ball, this is spindle, this is sleeve, this one is upper arm, this is lower arm, this is pivot point, this pivot point to connect these two upper arms. This point is used to connect the lower arm with this governor ball. So we are using here 4 arms, 2 upper arms and 2 lower arms. The sleeve is connects with this bell crank lever. This bell crank lever is connects with this fuel regulating valve. If you want to controlling this fuel regulating valve means this crank lever to operate this fuel regulating valve. If the sleeve is moving up and down means this bell crank lever gets operates. This bell crank lever operates means this fuel regulating valve gets operates. If the fuel regulating valve operates means we can control the fuel level to the inlet manifold. This is watt governor. In this watt governor having lot of components. Now we are going to discuss about what are the components in watt governor. In watt governor 2 upper arms is there. These 2 are upper arms. Then spindle. The center part is spindle. Then 2 lower arms. These 2 are lower arms. Then governor balls. We are having here 2 governor balls, 1 and 2. Upper arms are connects with 2 pivot points. Another point of upper arm is connects with 2 governor balls. Then lower arm. Then lower arm is connects with sleeve with the help of this pivot point. Okay, this lower arm another end is connects with 2 governor balls, 1 and 2. This side. So this side. So another lower arm connections. So this one is sleeve. This one is sleeve. If you want to measure the sleeve displacement means we can measure with the help of this scale. If you want to increase and decrease the speed with the help of this speed regulating valve. Next we are going to take calculation. This one is tabulation. Here we are going to take 2 set of readings. One is speed, second is sleeve displacement. With the help of these 2 values we are going to find out the height, radius of rotation and also controlling force. Now we are going to take reading. This is voltage regulator. If we increase the voltage means this motor speed will increase. If we decrease the voltage means this motor speed also will get decrease. This is the specification of this DC motor. Power 0.5 HP, maximum speed limit is 1500 RPM. Now we are increasing the voltage. If we increase the voltage means the watt governor gets rotates. See the sleeve displacement. If the speed of the governor is increased means that sleeve gets automatically lifting up due to centrifugal force. We are calculating the speed of the governor and also sleeve displacement. With the help of these two values, we are going to calculate the force applying the fuel regulating valve. This is tachometer. This tachometer is used to find out the motor revolution. It's in revolution per minute. Now the value is how much? Governor RPM value is 320 RPM. Then we are taking the sleeve displacement value with the help of this scale. How much? Nearly 25.
Near 26.
Nearly 26. We are increasing the speed of the watt governor periodically to take the speed value and also sleeve displacement value. Again, now the RPM speed is increased 380. Now we are taking the sleeve displacement value
31.
Nearly 31. So if we increase the speed value means sleeve displacement also will get increase. Again we increasing the speed. Again we are taking the speed value 420 RPM. Again we are taking the sleeve displacement value 47. So if we increase the speed value means the sleeve displacement also will get increase. So we have to take 4 to 5 readings. (450 RPM). The sleeve displacement is
70.
70. Again we increasing the speed. Now the RPM value is
520.
520 RPM. The sleeve displacement is
105.
105. Here we are stopping the experiment. Now we are discuss about observation. First one is length of each links or arm is 125 mm. Initial height of governor h0 is equal to 100 mm. Initial radius of rotation r0 125 mm. Weight of each ball 0.4 kg. Initial displacement x0 is 19 mm. Now we are measuring the length of each arm. We have to measure this bolt center to this bolt center. Value is 125 mm. We have to measure 4 arms. Right? Then we are going to measure h0, initial height of governor. So we have to measure from this center bolt to upper arm center bolt. This is h0. Then we are going to measure the value of initial radius of rotation r0 value. We have to measure from this center spindle to this governor ball center. This is r0. Then weight of each ball is given 0.4 kg. This is weight of governor ball. Then initial displacement of governor. Before we starting the watt governor, we have to note this initial displacement value is 19 mm. Next, angular formula used to find out the angular velocity omega is equal to 2 pi n divided by 60. Then height h is equal to h0 minus x by 2. If you want to calculate the x value means x1 minus x0. x0 is initial displacement. That value is 19. That value is fixed value. x1 is displacement value. That means sleeve displacement value. Then angle of inclination of the arm. Theta is equal to cos inverse of h by L, where L is length of each links or arm. The unit is mm. Next, radius of rotation R is equal to 50 plus L sin theta. Then controlling force F is equal to m omega square R. The unit is Newton. Here m is mass of ball in kg. R is radius of rotation in mm. After calculating the all values, we have to make graph. The first graph is radius of rotation versus force. The second graph is sleeve displacement versus speed. Finally, we successfully calculated the watt governor controlling force. Thank you.